All right. So, no matter who you elect, you get John McCain. So, the clown prince in the Oval Office is picking a fight with Venezuela, of all people. And he's using the tried and true Neocon playbook of dropping the word terrorist and dropping the word fentanyl. And what they understand, and they learned a lot from 9/11, if you drop the word terrorist, people will get behind it, even if the people you're going after aren't actually terrorists. Narco-terrorists. Ooh, that's an even better one. That's a multi-syllable, bad word. So what he's saying, what POTUS is saying, is that Venezuela is trafficking fentanyl, and he's holding them responsible for killing some 300,000 Americans, right? Now, fentanyl is horrible. And from everything I've read and studied, it is, I think, 10 times more addictive than other opioids. So what we've discovered, and what I have learned from research and just listening to different podcasts, is this whole thing, the whole thing of blowing up little dinghies, that he's saying is trafficking, fentanyl from Venezuela to, I'm assuming, Miami. Like, it's a dinghy. It can't go that far. Like, it can get to Trinidad and Tobago is where they say most of it's going. But he's picking this fight because he wanted to go after the cartels in Mexico, right? The big dogs. And from everything I've read and that I can find, he fully intended on dropping bombs inside of fucking Mexico. Like, he's just unhinged on some of this shit. Well, when he found out he couldn't do that, he turned to Marco Rubio, who has had a hard-on for Venezuela for forever. And he's using this as kind of his pet project. So the narrative, right, there always has to be a narrative. And it's seldom, I don't think it's ever the fucking truth. The narrative is that he's stopping fentanyl from getting to America, which is complete bullshit. Next to no fentanyl comes from Venezuela to America. It's coming from fucking China up through the passage, through the Darien Straits or the Darien Gap, across the borders, right? In shipping containers and various, whatever, mules. Almost none of it comes from Venezuela. So this is, in essence, and again, the narrative is we're doing this to protect you, to save you, to help our citizens. It's bullshit. They want to overthrow the government, yet another goddamn regime change war, which means he learned nothing from the 20-year war in Afghanistan, and he wants the oil. Well, Venezuela's already told us we can have the fucking oil. Come get it. We got plenty. So this is, oh God, this entire administration is just one big circle jerk. Like, it's embarrassing at this point. Now, I did not vote for Trump the first go around. I voted for him this second time because, he'd have to do some really dumb shit to be as bad as Kamala Harris was. Like, if ever there was a person that was completely unqualified to be president, it's her. Like, there's 4 people in my extended family more qualified than her to be president. She's a fucking moron. And a Marxist on top of that. No, thank you. And if you leave me with 2 choices, because the libertarians dropped the fucking idiot they were running as a, candidate was just completely inept. So if you leave me with 2 choices, I'm going to vote, and I will pick the lesser of 2 evils, which in this case was clearly the Donald. Now, I didn't vote for 90% of the shit he's done. Just straight up. He talked all this shit and then turned into Israel's bitch, just like every other president before him. Because, his biggest backers are Israeli. Right? And I've said it once, I'll say it again. I don't give a shit about Russia. I don't give a shit about Ukraine. I don't give a shit about Israel, and I care almost next to nothing about Gaza other than they're being slaughtered. Right? So, I don't know if this is a distraction from the Israel thing or a distraction from the Ukraine-Russia thing, but just know it is total and absolute bullshit. There is no reason, absolutely none, for us to be dicking around, threatening to bomb, put boots on the ground, put ships in the water, whatever, Venezuela. Zero. Let those people sort out their own fucking problems. They're not our problems. Venezuela is zero threat to us. Absolutely none. Russia is a big threat. China, big threat. Outside of that, there aren't really any. So you might want to focus on, the people who got across the border while Sleepy Joe was at the helm, for lack of a better term. And, who's in the country? You're trying to run them out. I get that. But you're also running out people who've been here for 10 years. Leave those people alone. Just go after the bad. If you just go after the bad guys, the criminals, the felons, you'll have more than you can do in 4 years, and you still won't get them all. Because at some point, you just got to cut bait and run, right? So he's doing shit that nobody voted for, and it's the same old neocon horse shit. I, for one, am over it. Y'all be cool.